Okay, hello. My name is Jenny Umunabike, and today I'm excited to present the final findings of my project, my community analysis. Okay, so my research focuses on the wine industry, looking at how data can help optimize business choices for the rapidly growing Ghanaian wine imports market. So Ghana currently imports roughly $28.5 million of wine annually from countries like South Africa, France, Italy, and Spain. So today we'll look at how technical chemistry and commercial reviews interact to drive better decisions for our local market. So, like I said, my topic, my community analysis, wine quality chemistry, and critic analytics. Okay, so let's switch to slide 2. Okay, here in slide 2, I have the core analytical framework. Okay, so here we have what two Malays relational database schemas managed via TSQL. Then why Ghana represents an expanding $28.5 million annual wine imports economy. Then why stakeholders must manage financial inventory risk and verify chemical compliance. How bridging business questions to database operations via the answer focus approach. Okay, so to bridge the gap between technical data and real world business needs, I'm using a street what, according to the assignment, what, why, and how framework. So for every single problem, we will answer what do we want to do, why do we want to do it for our market, and how will we structurally write the TSQL query to achieve this. So this single-minded focus ensures our technical database work always solves a real-world business purpose. So let's quickly go to slide 3. So under slide 3, I have my community 1, wine quality enthusiast, and then analysts. So let's look closely at community 1, right, which represents like I say, the wine quality enthusiast and analyst. This community focuses on laboratory analysis of chemical compounds. Our key stakeholders here are Dr. Ama Boateng, a food scientist. Okay, so Emmanuel Mensah, that's the stakeholder too. Emmanuel Mensah, a custom compliance officer, and Yao Osei, an Accra supermarket manager. So data the data comes from the UCL UCI machine learning repository. So in my database, I built two tables. Actually, I built two tables, the TBL wine types here and the TBL wine samples via type ID. So the TBL wine types as a lookup for red or white wine, right? And the TBL wine samples to track exact lab measurements like acidity, the sugar, pH, and alcohol content. So I'll quickly switch on to my SSMS. Okay. So here in my SSMS, okay, so I began with the first one where I have my table. So to begin the technical portion of my presentation, I am running my database setup script. So this script cleanly drops any other structural versions of these tables to prevent system conflicts. Then creates my 4 tables with their respective primary and foreign keys, as you can see. Okay, so so to enforce relational integrity and populate them with baseline records. Right now, I'm going to highlight this and then execute. Okay, good. Now let's move on. Let's move over. Sorry, let's move over to the first question here. Okay, so now I will demonstrate the scripts for community one for question one. Okay, where Dr. Boate wants to see how the question is visible here, which I may not be having time to read it, but it's clearly written down here, where Dr. Boate wants to see average alcohol and quality scores grouped by wine description, like the what, find average profiles, why, to assist food research, how, using an inner join and a group by clause. So right now, everything is visible here. Okay, so I'm going to highlight all to see the results or the output and execute live. Okay, good. Now let me explain this result. Okay, the data here shows the red wine has an average alcohol of 9.7. Okay, 9.7 with an average quality score of 5.25. And then the white wine here has the average alcohol shows an average alcohol content of 9.5 and a higher average quality score of 6. So this tells Dr. Boateng that in this specific sample pool, white wines achieved a higher overall quality rating despite having a slightly lower alcohol content. So let's quickly move on to question 2. So here in question 2, Emmanuel, this is the question here. All right, so Emmanuel from Customs needs to flag white wines with a pH. These are from the current findings. Okay, so for a pH over 3.30 and a quality score above 5 to check port compliance. So here we have the questions like the what, why, and how. So the what is on roll filtering, why for regulatory checkups, how for applying filters in our where clause. So right now, all is visible. I'm going to highlight and then execute. So let's do that quickly. Execute. Good. So let's explain the result. The query output isolated exactly one specific laboratory log, which is sample ID 105105. So this entry has a high pH of 3.30 and a quality score of 6. So this tells our custom officer, Emmanuel, exactly which specific badge needs further regulatory compliance screening. So moving on to question 3. So in question 3, Yao Osei needs to know the minimum and the maximum residual sugar levels across red wine samples to plan his retail supermarket stock. So like the 3 question applies, the what, why, and how. The what is high and low sweet margins. Why? To track taste choices in Accra, and how? Using minimal and maximal functions. So let's run this and see the result. Highlight and then execute. Okay, good. So and the database here shows that our red wine samples, the minimal residual here level is 1.90 and the maximum level is 2.60. So this gives our retail manager Yao a precise understanding of the sweetness range available in the warehouse, so he can match it against local Accra consumer preferences. So quickly going to question 4. So for question 4, we want to look at the average laboratory density measurements for wine samples imported from South Africa. So this request brings up an irresolvable data gap. And as the question applies the what, why, and how. Here, what to isolate by country, why Can't we do it? Because our lab table TBL wine samples completely lacks an origin or country column. So here we are going to run this and see the outcome. And okay, so I highlight and execute. Okay, good. So this is the result. So we could see that running this query outputs, our explicit data gap warning here is there. Okay, is there. All right, showing this showing this proves why we need better data integration across our technical systems before an analyst can cross-reference geography with chemical metrics. So quickly moving on to question 5. Okay, but then before we do that, let's go back to the PowerPoint here. Okay, so here all these questions has been answered when I was explaining with the SSMS. So when we have done the execution there. So okay, good. So let's look at these are the questions that I said have been answered. So let's quickly go to slide 6, where we have the community 2, wide review readers and then critics. So looking at the stakeholders. All right, so this community represents our commercial and catalog sites. So our primary stakeholders here are they are all visible here. Selom and Kudoto. Okay, Selom Kudoto. A head Comelia at an Accra luxury hotel buying premium inventory, and Abena Mesa, a beverage marketing brand ambassador. This sensory data set comes from a wine.com subset hosted on GitHub. So in my database, I structured this using 2 tables, the TBL wines for our commercial product details and the TBL wine readers to store professional critic ratings. Okay, as you can see them here, visibly written in my PowerPoint. So let me quickly switch on to the SSMS. Okay, so the question 5 here, as it is clearly written, let's demonstrate our conventional queries for question 5. All right, so our hotel sommelier Selom needs to see the specific price, variety, and critic rating for every bottle. So like the questions implies the what, why, and how. What, combine product details with reviews. Why, to check premium values. How, joining both tables on wine ID. So we're going to run this and see the outcome. All right, so highlight and execute. Okay, good. Now let me explain the result here. So the output successfully maps our entire active catalog. You can see premium wines like the Kana Cup, okay, for Soa, tracking at a 450 cedis price point with a strong 95 rating score. So this gives Selom a complete value map to judge which bottles are what's important for total gets. So let's quickly head on to question 6. So for question 6, which is visible here, Abena wants to know which specific critics have written reviews for South African wine vintages produced during or after the year 2020. So the questions what, why, how. So what, unique critic names. Why, for regional marketing. How, using the distinct keyword with country and year parameters. So let's run this and see the outcome. Let's look at the results here. So good. So the query uniquely returns the critic Michael Foley, who reviewed the 2020 South African vintage, the Kano Cup for, okay. So the Kano Cup for Mesa. This provides our brand, okay, our brand ambassador Abena with the exact professional influence she needs to contact to plan local marketing campaigns and regional wine promotions. So this is it. Okay, so with the wine name, tested name, wine name, the country and the vintage year visible here. So let's quickly run to the query with the 7 questions. So for question 7, we want to locate luxury options priced over 500 cedis. Okay, so which is visible here, over 500 cedis. All right, with a rating score of 93. So with the what, why, and how, the what, to pull top tier stock items, the why, to help our luxury hotel justify high price points, then how placing numerical filters inside our query. So I'm going to execute this file. Sorry, this query. Okay, so the database isolates 2 ultra premium records, the Chateau, see the Chateau Mangoes Premium from France, priced at 1,200 cedis with a rating score of 98, 98, and the Tignanello Tignanello Toscana from the Italy, priced at 850 cedis with a score of 98. Sorry, of 94. Sorry. So this data directly justifies our luxury hotel stocking this premium brands as their elite critic scores back up their high market price points. So let's quickly do the last one, which is the question 8. So for our final question, we want a high level summary showing total reviews and average catalog price grouped by country. Okay, like the question implies what, why, and then how, Okay, so what, there is the global market report. Why for retail and forecasting, how using a left join combined with count and AVG aggregate. So let's run this final one and execute it. Okay. So looking at the results, our dashboard aggregates the data by country. France shows 1 review with an average price of 1,200 cedis. So Italy shows 1 review with an average price of 850 cedis. Italy shows 1 review with an average price of 850 cedis. The Spain shows 1 review with an average price of 250 cedis. And South Africa lists with 2 reviews and an average catalog price of 385 cedis. So this provides an optimized summary dashboard for managing international international supply and purchasing metrics. So in conclusion, this project brings together database integrity and real world intelligence by using the what, why, and how framework on these 2 communities. So so that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I know that most of you I pray that most of you would understand my project presentation as I've showed them live on the screen. Thank you so much.